Hey everybody, welcome back to I Know a Guy. Today we're talking with Sophia Balanay. I pronounced your name wrong. I practiced beforehand, nailed it, got it wrong now. But anyway, she helps businesses grow sustainably through design. She's been doing it for 7 years and she's the owner of Mellow Design Studio. Hi Sophia, how's it going?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I butcher names for a living. So sorry about it. I literally practiced right before we got on, screwed it up. So anyway, so yeah, where are you located?
Right now, I'm in Hawaii, but I've actually spent the last 7 years traveling to over 15 different countries. So I've lived in many different places.
Okay. So all over the place. What's been your favorite thing to do among all 15 countries? If you could go back to do one thing, what are you doing?
Oh, I'd have to go back to, there's two places I think about daily, which are Lake Annecy in France, the French Alps, and then Patagonia, also my favorite of all places.
Okay. Just the aesthetic, or was it just fun to be out there camping, hiking, all that stuff?
Yeah, camping, hiking, the fact that I could literally look at a foggy mountain that you would see in the movies and a shining sparkly lake right in the same view almost any time that I am there.
Sold. I'm gonna have to visit. Okay. All right. So what can you tell us about what you do?
I love to help female business owners to increase the perception of the value that they give in their brand through design and just elevating the client experience through design as well. I've spent so many years figuring out and doing my own art in how to convey emotions and to create experiences through different kinds of design. And since I have spent also my college career, like 8 years studying psychology, business, and leadership, I wanted to like marry it all together because I love people so much. And entrepreneurs tend to be the people going after their dreams. So I want to be able to be part of that journey and support them.
That's great. I like that. So because you've traveled all over, I imagine this is something that you can do internationally. You're not just focused on
Mhm.
one area.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, great. So how'd you get started doing this? You said you've been doing it for about 7 years. So kind of what got you down this path?
So I was a painting artist, or painting was my medium for a long time. I did murals, I did plaques, things like that. I've even done art out of like sawdust and stuff for ceremonies. And so art has always been a part of my lifestyle. And at one point, we all get told like you can't really make a career out of art. Um, and so I pursued my second love for psychology and people. And then later on, when I started traveling and learning about all of these different cultures, ways of life, and like Vietnam was one of my biggest travel experiences, and learned that everybody is an entrepreneur and you sell yourself and you could do whatever you want and create whatever kind of business that you want. And so I was like, oh, well, maybe there's a way to marry art, psychology, people, and have contribution. And so that's kind of where this idea came from is I get to have creativity, I get to promote and help people grow in their business, and I get to meet amazing people who have a similar mindset of let's create our own dream life and anything is possible. So that's always been my mindset.
I like that. They tell you you can't make a career out of art, and so here you are. When they told it to me, they were right because, well, I'm bad, but I imagine if you're good at it, you absolutely can. You just got to put in effort and find your own niche in your own way. So that's awesome. Out of everything you're doing, with your business, what's your favorite aspect of it?
The part where I get to sit down and learn about other people's business, why they started, where they're going, and like cultivating their vision for what they want it to be, and then being like, here, it's possible, let's do it. Like, here's what we can do, here's your next steps, uh even if I can't do a service specifically, then I'll refer to partners. I've spent, like I said, people are my business, and I find different people all the time who are experts in what they do. If you need marketing, if you need lead generation to get people through the door into your business, then let's do it. But probably just making visions come true. That's like
Mhm.
the whole reason for my business and my ultimate goal.
That's awesome because well, like we talked about before when we met, you said that your art and your style isn't necessarily for everyone. You kind of synergize better with women just because of,
Mhm.
your what's the word I'm looking for? Your um
Feminine
feminine
design.
design. There it is. Thank you for helping me. So,
Yeah.
okay. So you've been doing it for 7 years though. So obviously you've had, ups and downs with it. What would you do different if you were starting over today?
I would probably get a coach right away to help me just stay accountable and like know what I'm doing next rather than figuring things out myself. So many businesses I see struggle with like, I don't really know if this is where I want to go or if this is how I'm going to get there. And it takes years and years longer. And I've watched my grandma grow her business for 30 years, and sometimes she still struggles with where we're going next. And so having mentors and coaches and people who already have that experience and they have achieved what you want to achieve. That's the main thing that can get you there quicker, faster, make
Mhm.
you more money faster. That would be huge.
Yeah, I agree with that. So outside of finding good mentors, good coaches, things like that, if somebody was starting today, what's a piece of advice you'd give them if they wanted to get to where you are?
Just start. Don't worry about if you're doing it right. You can always fix it back later.
Hmm.
But if you're so focused on, is this right? Is this right? Maybe like I should make this better before bringing people in. I spent so much time on my systems being like, should this be this? And I bring one person through and like, oh my goodness, all of this is wrong. And then I hold off like clients for a while just to fix this. And I'm like, no, we can just progressively, it's always going to be growth and moving forward rather than perfection. And I'm a huge perfectionist. So that was something that I had to get over very quickly.
Being okay to fail and then realizing that you can fix it afterwards and just improve as time goes on is a big one because you do want to, delay everything until it's perfect, but it's never going to be perfect. You got to be okay that you're going to
Yeah,
fall on your face. So,
exactly.
yeah, and a coach can help you with that too. So, that's what they're there for. So, what's your average client look like? If you were, wanting an introduction to somebody, what does that look like for you?
I personally like working with consultants and coaches because of my background in psychology, mental health. Before that second career that I chose was going to be a therapist. And so I tend to connect well with those people, kind of know that they're helping others as well on that same mission. And or want to share their experiences and also the personal brand behind it as well. A lot of these people are solo entrepreneurs where they are their brand, they are the face of their brand most of the time, and whether they're scared or not confident in being able to talk about themselves in a professional manner, I like to help tell the story visually or writing. I used to be I write on my own time. I'm writing a fantasy book right now, but I love storytelling. So.
Okay, awesome. We could go down that rabbit hole of fantasy book because I do have more questions, but I'll talk about it later. Um, so what about like a power partner, somebody that you refer back and forth well with? You mentioned it earlier that, if somebody needs something done, you do spend a lot of time networking. You do have other connections. What's a really good one for you that if somebody wanted to connect with you in that aspect?
In terms of working together, I love doing white labeling, though the difference between like the subcontractor and white labeling, I like to be behind the scenes. Like I'm actually very introverted no matter how much I love people. So if there's a chance where like I don't have to do everything for the person, I can focus on the design as well. I do like that aspect. Um so yeah, people normally like marketing agencies who who need to refer the website design out. Because I'm very quick, I do websites in 24 hours up to a week, depending on projects. It works very well for people who like need to get like the campaign goings and the ads going and whatnot. Those are great. And then also business consultants. So people who are um have been on that path and know where small businesses need to be at and what they need, especially in an online presence. They end up knowing the value of online presence and can explain that. They do the educating for me in a way. But yeah, also like I guess my third is any kind of workshop. Like if somebody needs a workshop to do for design or funnels or personal branding, I like teaching, even though I keep telling myself that I'm introverted.
Yeah, yeah, no, I get that. So is there anything that I missed that maybe you wanted to touch on that I failed to ask about?
No, actually, that speaking part would have been something that I
Okay.
would have said anyways.
Okay. All right. So what's the best way for somebody to get a hold of you if they want to, work, hire you, work with you, partner with you? What does that look like?
Working with me, definitely going through my website, um, gathering the information. It tells what I do, how I do it, and then email in terms of direct contacting is absolutely best for me. It's in front of my face all day long. And then for like keeping up social medias, though I use social media as more of like behind the scenes. This is what I'm working on and my next project and things like that.
Okay. And we'll grab all your links and we'll post it in the description. So if somebody wants to contact you, they won't have to look too hard. So, but
Yeah.
perfect. If anybody would like to get in touch with Sophia, feel free to reach out to her. Like I said, we'll post all those links. If you're a little shy and you want an introduction, I'm more than happy to, have you met Sophia and go from there. But if anybody out there would like to be interviewed, feel free to reach out to me on X at I know a guy underscore. But thanks for your time. It's awesome. I am going to quiz you a little bit about this fiction book afterwards. So just fair warning. But
Yeah.
yeah, let's all go out there and meet some people, guys. All right. Have a good
Yeah.
one.